Hey there. In this particular session, we are going to talk about Selenium Page Objects. Now, we know that the page object is a design pattern in Selenium, which helps us to build an object repository for storing web elements. Now, in a generic project, you will create it manually by creating your own classes and then putting all your page objects. But using Aqua ID, some of the steps could be automated, or you could generate them automatically using the ID. And that's what we are going to explore. First, let's look at our first script, which we developed in our last session. And now I have completed all the remaining steps here, as you can see. So we have used some of the locators here. And then I also want to talk about some of the other features which are available for you in Aqua ID, where you can actually see if some XPath selector is not matching any element on the page, or there is some issue with that particular locator, then the ID will point it out to you, right? So here you can see it is saying XPath selector matches no element in this particular page. Now, it is not always the case that if you are getting any particular warning, it might be relevant, because in this case, I'm trying to validate this particular element in the next page, not in the home page, right? So even though it is showing a warning, which is kind of valid warning, but it doesn't apply to my case. Okay, so you do not need to follow the ID completely. Sometimes you need to also look at what your script is doing. Then some of the autocorrect features which are present in the ID, like here you can see it is showing me a warning sign here on my class name. It is saying the test class name doesn't match this particular regular expression. Now, this is the regular expression which makes sure that your test class names are according to the best practices or requirements, whatever you can say. So this is already set in the form of a regex, and it is not matching that, right? So I can ask the ID to just rename it so that it matches that particular regex requirement. So you can see here, it is giving me a number of different options here, right? And if you have worked in any framework development or in normal development, we generally use camel casing whenever we are trying to use any class name or method name, right? So this is the camel casing where one of them is in lowercase, which is the first one, and then the second name is in the uppercase, right? So let's go with this for now. And if it still shows the warning, still that's fine, right? So we have already changed it. And you can see here, this is also changed here. So now coming back to the page object model. Now, page object model, we know it is a design pattern, as we discussed. And the typical workflow, well, it starts by creating a page object class for your web page. And then in that class, we populate all the locators and methods which we want to interact on all the elements on that particular page. Okay, so this is the generic way of doing it. You could follow your own design pattern, but this is the most standard way of doing it. Now, how do we do this in Aqua ID, and how it is easier to do this in Aqua ID, right? So let's take an example. Now I'm in this folder, which is my package. And here, if I want to create a page object class for this particular script, then I can go here into new. And here you will see something called the Selenium Page Object. Okay, so this is the page object which uses the Selenium framework, and it will directly create a page object class for you. So let's go ahead and try to create this. As you can see, it is asking for creating with this particular file name. And then this is the URL, which is optional. This is the URL of the website or application. This is the language. So in language, there are different options I can use. Currently, I'm using Java. And then I have an option of also choosing the framework of my choice, right? So again, a number of different frameworks are there. We are working on Selenium, so we'll continue working on that. So here, instead of this, what I will do is I'm going to rename this to login page. and let's click on OK. Now what will happen is Aqua ID will not only create your page object class, but it is also going to open the web inspector, load the page, and then here you can actually add your page object elements and methods. Okay, something which we have already seen, but we'll also go through it another time because this time we are actually doing it. So here you can see this is the class which has been created. Some of the default packages or classes which already has been imported for you. And then the page URL is set here. And then it has also created a method, a class. And then inside this, it has also created this page factory dot initialize the elements. Okay, this is required to initialize all the elements which you define inside this particular class. Okay. Now, if I go back to my inspector, I can click on this icon and it will take me back to the web inspector. So here, now I can add my page object elements into this class. Okay. And it is the same way which we have already seen. So if we want to add CSS or XPath, or we want to add particular element to code by, so we can choose all that here. And then let's choose XPath here. So here, then we can select the element in the page like username. Okay. And then we can choose which locator we want to use. And then we can just add the element to code. Okay. And then similarly for password, we can add the element to code. And for login, we can add again the element to the page, right? So these are the three elements on this particular page. And this is what I want to keep in my page object class. So once we have done that, we can close the web inspector and then come back here. So this is our login page class, which is a page object class. And then we have got our elements, which are in the form of find by. So it is using XPath here. And maybe we can change this to click. Okay, so we don't need to always go with the default methods which have been created. We can always change them to our needs, right? Now, there are some additional things also which we can perform here, which is to customize the page object template, right? So this is following a particular template which has been already defined in the Aqua ID. But if we want, we can also change it. Okay, so if I go to settings and then I go to editor and then I go to file and code templates. So here you can see these are the different templates. And in Selenium, we have got page object templates. Okay, so if I expand this, then we have got it for different languages. And then for Java, we have got it in different frameworks as well. So we have got the Selenium Java page object, and then we have also got a Selenium Java locator. Okay, so we can tailor made all these templates to our requirements. Okay, so as you can see, this is the way it will add the locators, and this is the way it will add the page object class. So this is the template basically, right? So here you can see the page URL, and then this is the class. Then for each field in the page fields, it will add this page factory dot init elements also, and it will also add the field here. Okay, so this is the template, and if we want, we can change or we can build our own template here, right? So if you want to add it in a different way, we don't want to use page factory. We want to use the normal way of adding our page objects, that also we can do, right? So either we can change the script or we can change the template. We can tailor made it based on our requirements. Okay, so the customization is also possible if you don't want to use the default one. So these are all the page elements which we can create automatically in a page object class with the help of Web Inspector and also with the help of the template, which is present in the Aqua ID. Now, if you want to enhance this further, we can also add some methods into this page object class. And then we can also use this page object class to construct our test script. So the test script which we wrote earlier was not actually using any design pattern, right? So what we'll do in our next session is we'll try to build the same script, but this time around, we will try to use the page object design pattern. So the page object class, which we have already created, we'll try to make use of this to build our first script.